Welcome to the CueSports International Expo, being hosted at the Rio All Suites Hotel and Casino. This is the $100,000 added Predator World 10-Ball Championship, presented by CueSports International and sponsored by Predator. We are in the second stage of this new tournament, now race to 10, single elimination for the final 16 players. And in the booth today, you have the 1998 U.S. Open one-pocket champion, 1999 WPA World 9-ball runner-up, has represented Team USA 7 times and now captain of the Mosconi Cup, 2018 one-pocket Hall of Famer Jeremy Jones.
Well, thank you, George. And you could say definitely Carlo getting into the Hall of Fame someday and always making a name for himself. Every tournament he plays in, he seems like his game's improving, and so are his results. So should be a great match here.
Well, these guys met in the opening round, and Carlo put Naoyuki Oi into the one-loss side, and he's come back. He lost 8-4, and then beat Holman, Majid, Filler, big win over Filler and Zielinski. And then this morning, earlier, he defeated Christopher Teves from Peru, a fine player that went through the field pretty well.
Yeah, a lot of talent. And Oi did that in Texas, lost early, made a deep run. Vegas, I think the Vegas Diamond, he won his first and then lost and then got to the final 32. So, you know, go ahead.
When his back's to the wall, he comes
Yeah, exactly.
through.
Like, you know, doesn't really bother him. He just kind of takes it as it comes and one ball at a time. Carlo, who probably has been the most successful on the break on this table that I've seen these last 7-8 days.
He actually, I think he's played the smoothest of anyone over, several matches. As he works his way through this rack, he did encounter a few problems in one of his matches early, and then came through. So he adjusts so quickly.
And I think, being from the Philippines, I think the faster table bothers him and actually most of the pros more than a little bit slower, because the guys do move the cue ball so easily, right?
Right.
So you'll see a bit of concern from the guys a bit more on this fast felt than you would maybe on one of the outer tables. Just because it's cue ball speed, it is pretty slick.
Well, he's made quick work of this rack.
Yeah, we talked about a guy who really relies on that draw stroke, plays it all kinds of ways. And now, perfect to get that first game.
And this is what we saw the last couple days, as many of the matches start with a break and run. This is alternating breaks, so Mr. Oi will be breaking next.
And it's amazing how from match to match, though, you can say that the break has been different.
Very. In the last match you guys just watched at home, if it's the same people watching, you saw the players struggle until about the 12th or 11th game of the match.
Right. The table finally gave in a little bit.
And they just, it was, I felt bad for the players. As I was watching them break, you saw the frustration, both of them.
Yeah, and the guys these days, and it's been like that forever in pool, the break's been such a huge part of it, but I think never any more than it is today. And as they break the balls, is sometimes how will definitely reflect on how they're going to play. And not just because of tougher layouts, it's just how the break gets you going. And I don't know what it is, the first shot of the game, that energy.
Adrenaline, energy, yeah.
You're looking around for balls going down, you're wondering what the cue ball is, it's almost like that. After that's over with, the rest of it's kind of easy, at least mentally. Okay, I think the one's going to open up. Not easy, though, with the one near the rail, and the cue ball really seems like it's almost frozen now. I think looking at it again, maybe the two's got him cut off an offensive shot. definitely can see the 1.
Yeah, I think you can see the left. It's close.
I think he can see
it
almost the
yeah.
entire ball, but he can't quite get to the left side of it. And the problem is the 10's in the way for moving the 1.
Yes.
Back down table for a safety. Yeah. So he may roll out even though he can see this ball.
I think
he just called it.
Push out.
Yeah. I don't think I mess with the 4. You can't just leave an easy safety where he puts you behind the 10 with the cue ball. He's got to roll out to a piece of the 1, I think. All right, he might be trying to put the 4 on the 3 here and just leaving him the left side. I think he was trying to do that mildly anyways.
I totally agree. As you said that, I kept looking and I said, well, if you give him the left side of the ball where he can't get behind the 10, it's harder for him to really put you behind an open ball. The 2 or the 6 are on the middle of the table. Yeah,
and this is one he's got to use his skills here. He's going to spin the ball. He's going to try and float the 1 behind the 10 and the cue ball behind the 2-8. So a lot of speed control here. Yeah, something like that.
Oy is 38 years old. BIADO is 36. Their Fargos are very similar at 8.05 for Oy and 8.16 for BIADO. Carlo, the Arizona Open winner.
Runner-up.
Runner-up, that's right. Federer beat him in the finals.
Yeah.
I'm glad I have Jeremy to correct me.
Oh, no problem. And Oy rolled out knowing that, you know, he probably gets hooked. Maybe he gets a chance back at a safety, but he figured if he did get snookered, the kick wasn't going to be too hard to hit. So he's happy how this has turned out. Looks like he's got to mass save this if he's trying to, he's got to elevate the cue. So watch out. He may not get a rail if he gets not under it enough. Yeah, see, like right here, may not get a rail with the cue ball. Yeah, that shot there, it just does happen.
Ooh,
so.
Wow, nice call. I thought for sure when that left that rail, it was going to get to the other one.
Unless he caught the 1 going in. I'm not sure if Carlo thinks he shaved the 1 coming in. That's the only way he could envision getting a rail there, or at least think he got a rail. Definitely the 1 didn't hit a rail. Right. The 10 and the cue ball didn't hit a rail. So
I did not see the 1 move off the.
No, that's the only thing I could think of is the 1 shaved. The 1 got shaved coming in and then on the way back out. Yeah. So.
And they will see that better than we will.
Absolutely, and. I think maybe Carlo was looking at the 10 and the cue ball, assuming the 1 went to the rail off the 10 after he made contact with the 1. So, but I certainly didn't see it.
No, I didn't either. Well, you have other matches going on right now. You have Konrad Ushushin and Eklund Kachi, who just got underway, and Shane Van Boning and Johan Chua.
Do we have any scores on those yet?
Chua has 1. Van Boning doesn't show a score, so it's 0. And he came up and got his water that was set. He left close by and didn't look real happy.
No, I was going to say, knowing him, he looked like he might have been down 1-0. 1-0, excuse me.
Always grinding away. Now Yuki Oi.
Yeah, top player from Japan. Lives in Tokyo. He got a little less angle here than I thought he may. Now he's got to decide, do I draw it up the rail or do I stun 1 rail out? Either's fine with the 9, very playable.
Very similar WPA rankings. Now Yuki has a 16 on the WPA and Carlo is 17. Current rankings. That's pretty close.
Absolutely, and I'm sure these two have faced off many times. No telling how many different countries. And now they're tied at 1 apiece.
Tied at 1. The Black Tiger to break the balls. Carlo BIADO, one of the top Filipinos. It comes over here to the U.S. and gives everyone lessons on how this game is supposed to be played.
Yeah, and he's the one guy in the tournament really that hasn't had to change their break. Not only hasn't really changed his break much anyways, but you know, balls keep going down, you're not going to change.
One ball goes right in the hole, straight back. It looks like the 2 ball goes by the 4 ball.
It's tight.
It is.
And if you're shooting to the left side of the pocket, you always want to be cutting it to the left. If you're cutting it to the right, it actually makes that portion of the pocket a little smaller. Still doable. He doesn't look too worried, so he may have pretty close to the entire pocket here, George. No, I wouldn't say that.
He had enough. Look at his cue ball. Nice control. You know, compare that to, well, like we watch Shane struggle with the speed of the table. He seems to get the speed of tables down very quickly.
Yeah, it's funny too, and when you
oh, but sometimes corners jump up.
Well, just in a few days, we saw that same ball fall on day 1 here at the Predator World 10 Ball, and I was going to say if you interviewed Carlo, that might be the one thing he brings up is, oh, I'm trying to get used to the speed of the table, you know. So, and
well,
that's a lot of guys actually.
I actually, you know, you bring that up, and in Tucson at the Arizona Open, I interviewed him after a match semifinal, and that's exactly what he struggled early in the match, and that's what I asked him. I said, Carlo, when you first came to this table, you were having trouble with the speed and you looked concerned. He goes, oh yes. He said, when the tables on the outside play different, the stream table plays. It took me 3 racks to get used to it.
Yeah. Well, kind of straight on the 4, so he's going to have to dig into the cue ball to move it. Any closer to the 5, but a lot of work left here in this rack. 5-10 combination doesn't win you a game in this event. Oh my, this is gonna hurt. This is gonna hurt.
Boy.
But what I was getting at is he can pocket a 5-10 combo. He's got to call it, of course, and then the 10 spots and the player will continue their run. But, you know, with the 7 there, the 5-10 isn't a straight-in combination.
Yes, sir.
I thought it could get a little funny for him.
Yeah,
so.
it's got to go somewhere, and it's going to go right towards that 7 or above it.
Yeah, I think if he hits this soft with a high ball and a little left spin, he can make the 10.
Well, like a ticky shot on the inside coming back out, 2 rails. Like that.
Yeah.
Oh, that was close.
He had to maybe hit it a little slower. That way the cue ball doesn't kind of bounce off the 5.
And a little less ball.
Definitely a little less ball, but I think slower would have kind of made that happen a little bit. All right, the 8 and 9 still difficult. He's going to play the bank, and I think he's supposed to. But with the 10 there, George, I mean, how do you get from the 7 to the 8? Say he buries his bank. Wow. With the 7 the way it is and the 10 the way it is, pretty difficult.
Well, where the 6 is, it's hard to play short rail shape.
Attention, please.
So, wow, what do you
He's going to play the bank here.
Do you play the bank on the 7 ball?
Well, no, he won't do that.
Oh, you mean the 5? Yes.
Yeah, he's going to play the bank here, and then he's going to get shot on it. Does he spin 3 rails? Does he? The 10 might open the 8 up off the.
Yes.
You know, off the rail doing that. So, and we're all talking about when he shoots a 7, ladies and gentlemen. So he's playing to move into the 10. Is he very aware of how the 10's going to move the 8?
It should move it out. Look at this angle. It looks like it's going to hit the rail and the ball at the same time.
Yeah, and if he spins 3 rails with inside, he's got to have a great touch coming off the 10, because the 10 actually might get overcut above the 8 here because he's cutting the 7 pretty thin. Is the speed any good on the cue ball?
Oh, wow. No, and you were correct. That 10 ball did go past the 8. It was overcut past the 8 ball.
Well, I don't think he's too unhappy about this, believe it or not. Because imagine, it was very dangerous to come off the 10 and go 3 rails and get the speed right off the 10. You could get behind the 9 easily.
Well, I think he's happy about this bank shot.
Okay, it's going to be short side on the 10, but you got to feel good about these racks. I know you want something easy sometimes, but the ones you put together that aren't easy, they go a long ways. Uh-oh. Better say something to it. Better say something to it.
Oh, boy.
Man, and again, we talked about the speed of the table, right?
That's 2 games for him.
Yeah, but speed of the table certainly got him there, and it was on the fast side, the heavy side. So Oy gets a game that may not go down like that for another couple of years.
A freebie?
Yeah, totally.
There's that slick table we alluded to earlier.
Carlo, thankfully for him, he has one of the best mentalities in the game. You know, but the thing is, a lot of times you do get punished a little bit. You know, it may be a few games before he gets an open look.
Well, this is a race to 10, so if it's going to hurt, this is the time to make it hurt a little. He's got some time to recover. But against competition like Oy, especially the way he's shown to play in later rounds, it's going to be tough.
Yeah, and like I said, I think Carlo will recover. It's just a matter of when he gets that chance too. I mean, he does get to break, but you know, as good as he's breaking, things, you know, he doesn't have to get a shot after the break. So.
Well, Shane has his hands full. He's trailing 3-1 to Chua.
Well, Chua, a guy that we haven't seen in a while, but if you know anything and keep up with the pool the last 5 years, you know he's extreme talent from the Philippines. Yeah.
What do we have here?
Dry break for 1 over the pocket. 5, 6, 10. Not too pretty, but Carlo's happy to be at the table. Just chips the 1 here and comes at the center of the table with the cue ball. don't really see a great way to break out the 5, 10, 6. It looks like to me the kiss shot on the 10 is maybe playable. Into the corner, we'll see. You know, he could gamble here going into the balls, but with the 9 and 7 there, that's a pretty tough gamble, huh, George?
If he goes into him off the 2 and have the 4 on the side.
Well, he's got the 3 up in the corner. He's got to get shape on the 3 in the corner.
Okay.
So with the 7-9 there, pretty difficult to bet you're going to get a shot.
Yeah,
he's going to stay away from that.
Unless he goes into him hard, like that. But
Still,
I don't think he was trying to go.
No, I think the 5-10 kiss shot goes.
He might have been trying to get into it there. Because if he would hit it with that speed, it comes across the top of the 5, he would have got good on the 4.
Yeah, but he's got to get on the 3.
That's the second time. Sometimes you just got to drive it into my mind.
George snacked a little too much on our break.
I think so.
I think the kiss shot plays, though. I really do. Now, the problem is the 6 is going to keep the 5 there, and the cue balls fall into the end rail. So I'm not sure you can get shape.
On the kiss shot.
Yeah, I'm not sure of it. See, if the 6 wasn't there, normally the 5 would be moving into position, right? But it looks like to me the 6 is going to keep the 5 in place, and the cue ball is going to come downward a little bit. Now, that's a great look.
Can he kiss it off and draw the ball back a little?
Man, that would be sweet. We'll see.
Yeah, it looks like that's what he's doing.
I think he's just putting left spin. He's hoping he lays underneath the 5. Oh, he hit it hard. Wow, nice shot. But that's gambling also.
Yes.
You know, so I know we're in Vegas, but
well,
but that's part of it. You know, every day you play rotation pool, you're going to have some of these things happen, and you're just going to have to face it because I mean, you can't say it was a bad shot. That's for sure.
It was a good shot, and you got to roll the dice.
That's right.
And after all, when you roll the dice in Vegas, the city was built on people rolling the dice.
Yeah. Yeah, he's got a soft kick this maybe. He's got a 7 ball that's helpful. I wouldn't lose accuracy here myself. Because if you hit the 5, right, you're either going to make it or you're going to overcut it. And you got the 9 and the 7. You might not get a snooker, but you probably keep him off the shot.
He's only got like half a ball.
He's still the right kick, though. Like I said, mild kick. Oh, he kicked hard. Yeah, see, if you kick hard, you lose accuracy. Yeah. And if he comes across the top of that 5, he probably doesn't leave a shot, to be honest with you. He was trying to make it, though.
Yes.
Probably a little upset about the kiss shot on the shot prior. So.
Well, like you said, he's got one of the strongest minds. He'll settle himself and come back and say, next. If it was only that easy.
Okay, Oy, falling on the bottom rail here. That leaves it very natural to get that angle on the 7 to get to the 8.
Boy's first game came at Carlo's scratch on a 9 ball and took ball in hand. But his second game is going to come off of a safety error. Kick, come back.
Yeah, when he gave up ball in hand, I think.
Gave a ball in hand twice. And at this level, ball in hand means a 0, and the opponent gets a 1.
Yeah, that's, 90+%, I'd have to say the guys are. And you'll see, can't quite tell right there, but very typical Japanese technique and fundamentals. A hair choked up with the back end. That's pretty standard with the Japanese players. Not much, just a little. But guys that are very accurate because of that as well. Now Oil would usually wrap the corner here with the cue ball. That's how he likes to shoot this shot. Most of the guys do. Little light stun. Oh, he drew it. Okay.
man from Japan, will be watching his opponent from the Philippines rake the balls. His opponent trails 1-3. The man at the table trails 1-3. Carlo BIADO, the Black Tiger. Predator sponsored.
He missed those a little. He got a friendly kiss. I think the cue ball was getting lost in the side there. Gonna get a good shot on the 1. Right in between here. Kind of thin to roll it and hold for the 3. And the path of the cue ball to go up and down the table isn't so great. And it's not quite so thin to go up and down the table. So I'm not sure what he's going to do here. He's just going to slow roll it as much as he can. Maybe put a hint of right English on the cue ball. May go up and down. Take his chances. Oh, that one slid in. Nice shot, though.
Well, I usually see those. When those are slow rolled, they're usually undercut. I think Carlo protected him against that.
Yeah, and he put a little more into it. He wanted to make sure he got good contact on the object ball. Good, clean contact is what George is talking about. So now he can pull the ball. He can drag it with like a center tip, which is what a lot of guys do on the new felt. Oh, he's pulling it, and that's a tough shot from distance on the new felt.
Because when you drag it, that ball's going to move, and if you happen to be just a millimeter left or right.
Well, he tried to kind of draw it a little bit too with the outside, so he was putting a heavy swerve on the cue ball. At first, I thought he was dragging it with like just a straight low tip. You know, cut it in, just come 1 rail up. Now, he cuts the ball nice. The only question here is he's a little cueing over the 9, so it's the only thing I think that would keep him from cutting at this, but I think he still shoots at it.
Well, in our last match, didn't Omar foul on a shot similar to this?
Yeah, it was a little tougher.
Yeah, it was.
But yeah, similar. Oh, he's going to lose the cue ball. Well, and that's another time on deflection. He only had the left side of the ball, and it deflected a little far to the right, got behind it and scratched.
Well, Carlo makes an error. He counters.
He should just go 1 rail between the 10-5 out to, you know, between the 6-7 with the cue ball. Just a little top English.
Straight to the middle of the table.
Not sure that's where he really wanted. I think he wanted a little angle. He overhit that a little bit.
Yeah, he has a choice here. He can come back to where he's at, or he can follow it. Is that the best thing, or follow it 2 rails?
I think the angle, if he draws, comes towards the 7. So he went not far enough, you might say, or I think he actually overhit it. He wanted to go the rail and back out to the middle of the table for the 5. So again, speed control. So now he's going to put top. He's coming between these balls.
Yeah. He's going to stay underneath them.
So he's going to zigzag the cue ball above the 7 here, George. Like side rail above the 7, in rail back at the 6, I think.
Well, with just the slightest bit too much touch, he could find that corner pocket because he has to beat the 7. So.
Yeah, and I think he'll come closer to hitting the 7 than he would.
He's banking the ball.
Oh, wow. That tells you how. And that's all about shape because he can certainly cut this in. Nice shot. And that was just, like I said, solely about position on the 6 because he could definitely cut that ball in. It was thin, but still got to get somewhere on the 9, huh, George? Doesn't pass the 10.
Well, I think he's going to come around the table for it. Probably come into the head rail with some English and wrap around the side rail.
Yeah, he should. He's drawing it now. He didn't like where he got to go to that side rail here, so he's going to draw it with a little outside and then spin off the 2nd rail. Should be ideal here.
And this will put a stop to Oi's 3-game streak. but Oi will be breaking once Carlo gets done with his 10 ball.
I don't think Oi's made a ball on the break yet. I think it was 2 dry breaks so far.
We are at the CueSports International Expo, comprised of the BCA World Championships and the USA National Championships, bringing amateur players to this Rio All Suites Hotel and Casino. 3 ballrooms full of pool tables, close to 300 of them, and all the amateurs are in the stands and walking around, and there's people everywhere. Vendors. If you want it in Vegas, if you want it in pool, you'll find it here. One of the things you should plan your vacations around and come to Vegas and watch the pros play now, because CueSports International and Predator have put together a Pro Billiard Series events that will be playing in your state when they have the BCA State Championships. They now have one of the Pro Series tournaments. And Oi to break the balls here. Ooh, if that 3 ball doesn't kiss it, the cue ball's gone. He put that English and it really took.
Well, he's got to love, though, the action on the object balls, right? I mean, like you said, early in this match, and you would have to figure,
watch this,
Oi with a little underdog in this match, but you know that he'd need to be making balls to advance to that Final Four. So,
and that's exactly where these guys go from here to the Final Four and the semifinals tomorrow.
And he's trying to figure out how to get that 5 open with the 6 hanging later in the rack. Don't really see anything that great for the 4 to open the 5. Don't see it just yet anyways. Doesn't really have a bank on the 5 besides cross corner also. So would desperately like to get that 5 open. That's not the worst option right there. 4-6 combo might be able to create off of that. So
if he can leave that cue ball on that diamond that he just had his cue next to, which is the middle diamond on the left side rail.
And just imagine, he got too much into it. May work out though. I think he got the perfect angle to maybe draw into the 9 and 5 here.
It looks like it.
Yeah, doesn't need much. Maybe not. Maybe he's too straight.
If he if he's able to clip the 5, he might end up with a 5-6 combo.
Yeah, and he won't come into it too lightly. I mean, you don't want to baby this and open them. You'll lay on top of the 5 maybe. You might get snookered behind the 9. So if he does have that angle we're talking about, and it doesn't take much, you can use a lot of the pocket to create that angle if need. So, yeah, he's drawing it. So, got to figure he's going. Yeah, he's perfect.
He might just, yeah,
he's
cut
perfect.
It off. Wow.
Yeah, great.
A surgeon's touch. I've heard, is it pianist? A good pool player has the touch of a pianist or something like that. I'm trying to think of the saying.
I'm not sure which one, George, but
yeah, I know there's a lot of them. That one just came to mind.
Boy's looking good, pretty comfortable.
Moving the cue ball very well.
Yeah, he's a smart player. I mean, he doesn't really risk much, and he's aggressive also. So.
Looks like he's not quite straight enough to draw it back for the 10.
Yeah, he may just come back about a foot to kind of a little bit, you know, a couple inches from where he's at right now. I like that better than trying to go forward and really trying to create. Oh, he could get past the side. Okay, that's easy then.
I thought he had an angle that led to the side pocket.
Yeah, that makes two of us.
This is for a 4-2 lead. Carlo BIADO to break the balls, trailing 2-4.
And Carlo, I don't recall him not making a ball in the break in this set. He's been very successful throughout the tournament that I've seen, breaking the balls, and of course, still being in the tournament kind of says that. Very consistent like that. Got a great shot on the one. He's a little cueing over the side pocket, which can be odd at times, but everything else, though, it looks like the one's the shot of the rack that gets you on the two easily. The four's open, the three's near the two. I mean, maybe a little work on this one and a little work on the 4 to the 6, but
Carlo was cashed here at the Diamond Las Vegas. He was in the 17th through 32nd, and he's missed another ball.
Wow. And a lot of times we talk about the guys maybe, you know, pulling the trigger a little quick. That was quite the opposite to me. He stayed down on that ball a little longer than I feel like he normally does, which, you know, is neither really here nor there. I'm not saying that's what caused a miss, but it seemed like he was down on the ball a little bit longer than normal. Ooh,
Is he going to put this in the way?
It looks like it. And that's not an error that you're going to see go down on paper very often, but that's an error there by Oy. Pretty easy shot on the one to get by that 6 to get to the 2.
Sure.
And this is what the greats do, is they kind of, let's leave that behind and make a good shot on this combination. It lays nice. The 2's going to hold. He can hit it at a, you know, a decent little speed where he's comfortable.
Does he have to worry about that left-hand corner pocket?
Not at all. No. Not at all. Because he won't fire it. I mean, he would have to fire it to really involve that left corner pocket. Just straight high ball. Oh, he's overcut it.
Wow. And Oy did come in 9th through 16th in the Diamond Las Vegas, earning himself a smooth $1,500. Plus, of course, his entry fee. his hotel stay, and his food. Can't forget those, right, when you're a traveling pool player?
It's all part of it, right?
Yeah.
It's a business. I mean, don't get me wrong, these guys love their job, but at the end of the day, it's still got to be a winning thing. All right, pretty easy combo here. You almost have to try to miss it really. Rail first goes in, as long as it's not super light or super hard speed.
The loser of this match will will end up 5th through 8th for $5,050.
Well, it really starts jumping from there, though.
It really does. 3rd and 4th is 12,000.
Ooh, that might have to slow down again. Is the speed going to get him? And the thing is, you know, the 4 is very open. I mean, I'm looking for the most subtle bounce off that second rail, you know, and he went pretty hot into that. You know, I mean, it's one thing if the 7's in a particular place that makes you get a particular place on the 4, you know, to get to the 7, but with the 7 being open, that's twice, right?
Yeah.
That's twice in this match.
He's come up behind the ball.
Yeah.
And then 2 misses.
Yeah. So, just the way the table plays, it doesn't seem like to me you ever want a fast cue ball, period. You know, just even when you're going up and down the table.
A little more. Oh, not quite. He's given up a shot on the 4. It's close, but I believe he has a shot on the 4.
I think so. Now, always got to come off a positional mistake from the 1 to the 2, and then a miss on a very doable combination on the 2-6. It was no hanger, but makeable. Nice shot there. Stay down.
Just come off the rail softly for the 8 in the corner, and then the 10 probably in the opposite corner, depending on how he ends up on the 8. Yeah.
Yeah, they usually end up in the same corner here because you definitely get that little bounce off the rail, you know. You don't underhit that first shot very often because you're trying to get exactly. You can handle a lot once you come off the rail, but if you kind of die it, sometimes you can underhit it.
Look at this angle, absolutely perfect. It'd be dead perfect on the 10. And this is for 5-2.
ladies and gentlemen. Yep. 8th game coming now with Boyd to break. Carlo BIADO kind of put on the cooker there. You know, he's got a lot to think about these last few games. You know, you shake off a miss, you shake off a positional mistake, but there wasn't like bad luck involved. You know, he's got to process that and get it resolved here, and he's got to do it quickly.
And he will. He just.
Yeah. He might have to gamble on this shot a little bit.
Another gamble.
You know, going into maybe.
Open him up.
Yeah. I mean, you can go into the 3 only mildly with top inside, because I think the 2 does play by the 7. That's what he's looking at now. He doesn't want to go into the 2. He might scratch off the 2 and 3 if he did that. He wants to just cue this with a hair of right English. Oh, he's hitting left ball. He's going to open them all, I guess. I thought he would just ticky open the 3 myself. Like that, yeah. Now, he didn't put any inside, so the cue ball didn't open up much, right? He caught a lot of the 3, but John Lehman's got to be on this one. Ooh, he's not even elevated.
Must be more space than we think. Nice shot.
Very nice. A little stun inside English here. A little thin, so anytime we're thin, the cue ball is going to have speed.
Is he going to go underneath the 8, between the 8 and the 10?
I don't think so. I think he flicks it in, and he can still hold this, come in between the 8 and 9 with the cue ball, I think. He might even come across and bump the 5 off the second row. I don't think so. No, he could hold it.
Right towards that 6?
Yeah.
Yeah, perfect.
Well, what happens is when you make a few mistakes like that and you come up with a decision, now these aren't too tough. He's gotten through the tough part, but you're wondering, hey, am I going to overhit this again? Am I going to underhit that again? It's been the overhit mainly, but you know, you can start to question a little bit.
And we've seen some of the players come away from this table shaking their heads, but then we've seen some others with some good success. So hard to question the table.
Well, like I said, I think it is fast. We're in Vegas. It's dry conditions. You know, they refelted the bed between tournaments. So I think as a whole, we all grew up playing in pool room conditions, you know, not these conditions that much.
Yeah, this is
ideal. So, you know, I think the faster tables, in my opinion, when the nerves are high, are something that the players don't like as much as something that's maybe a hair slower.
Do you think they have a tendency of limiting their stroke?
Well, yeah, absolutely. And actually, that's actually what you're not supposed to do. You know, you're supposed to understand that the stroke at this level kind of will adjust on its own if you don't let the mind get in the way too much. But that's another thing. But yeah, you get a little short, you get a little steery because you get worried. That's why. So, well, BIADO to recover with a nice run here and cut that lead.
Shane is down 5-2 to Johan Chua. Shane does not have a world title, as I'm told. He has a runner-up, and he wants this one. Both of these guys are looking to their eye on the prize, and the prize is $35,000. If they get into the finals, the least they'll come away with is $22,000. There's $148,000 prize money for this tournament. Some have already settled for their checks and on their way. Some are still in contention. There's 8 players still in contention. these two. You get to watch. If you were here, you'd be watching Shane and Chua just to the side. You could watch both matches in person, along with a lot of these amateur players that come to Las Vegas for the CueSports International Expo.
And pretty decent shot on the one. Missable ball, but you like his chances. But the 3 is not too nice. And
3's going to take some work. If you can get on this 2 ball nice, you can come for it. But
I'd size up the 3-7 in the side myself. I would just have to look at it at least. I mean, doesn't look too bad, even though it's at a small angle. That's thick. Okay, got it down. Don't think that's where he wanted to be with the cue ball. Now, though, he can. Well, he's a little elevated to hit the left side of the cue ball. He could go 3 rails, but I guess the 3-7 in the side's just not playable. I don't think Oi would miss that. If he wasn't cueing over this 6 right here, I like the low left English going 3 rails into the backside of the 3 and 7, but he's going outside English.
He's coming across?
He's drawing 1 rail over, trying to take the 3 where he's standing right now. Actually did pretty darn well considering. This is a playable shot to me. It's steep, but I think playable.
And the 7's going to come into play a little bit. What about the scratch in the corner? He's drawing the ball.
I was going to say maybe he's ducking.
Oh, he's playing safe.
Yeah,
okay.
He's ducking. And I think that has a lot to do with the 4 to the 5. It was kind of unpredictable shooting a 3. I think he makes it if he shoots at it. But who knows where he gets on the 4 to get to the 5. So pretty smart, actually. And well done.
Good percentage shot.
What's he doing here? He's called the 3 in the lower corner here. Is he really bending the cue ball like heavy masse? One of the prettiest shots. Oh, he's not aiming wide enough, I don't think. He might catch the 6 here. Yeah, I like that. I mean, you have to aim way over there, George.
And then bend it in.
Yeah, knowing that the 6 is never in play.
Now, he did that with left-hand English.
And a little draw.
Okay.
And on the new felt, you really need the draw also. So now to be comfortable, you probably go to the rail right here when you shoot the 4. And you've got to shoot the 3 first, of course, but maybe bump the 7 or something like that, maybe, so you don't cue over the 7 in a moment.
Well, the 5 does go by the 6, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. That's what I say. When you shoot this 4, make sure you don't get over the 7. You know, if you have to bump it, it's not the end of the world. So he got kind of funny. He may have to stun this. I think he got like kind of really straight here. He's drawing. Oh no, he's stunning. Oh, he tried to play it off. Oh, wow.
That was actually a pretty good shot, but it didn't work out.
But I mean, that 5 was open, though. I mean, and the 5 was on the rail as well. That's a touchy kiss shot to me, right?
Well,
with ball in hand, I mean.
Let me ask you a question. He's leading 5 games to 3. Is that maybe a product of being ahead and saying, I'm going to take this small chance? Because the 5 froze? I think it was.
That's what I'm saying. It was froze. That's a hard kiss shot.
Yeah.
I kind of feel like he thought there was no chance of missing it. That's why he played it. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Again.
Oh, wow.
Again.
Wow. He's going to be hot at himself. Yep. That's about as much emotion as he'll show.
As he shows. That's for sure. Wow.
So
now he's got to jump to a small angle into the side. He may be able to hold position. He may get, back on top of the 6. We'll see.
Will we hear the shot clock beep? No, not yet. There it is. He got it off in time, though. As long as it's beeping, it's okay. But when it goes brrr, you're done.
Well, he cuts the ball very nice. I know that. And the good thing for Oy, he can shoot this how he wants because he's going into the 9 no matter what, right? So you can shoot at the speed that you're comfortable making the ball because position's just going to happen. If it happens good, it happens good. If not, he's going into the 9. So
is the 9 going to come back out and get him?
He sure is. I mean, that's pretty cold there. It sure did.
You know, when you saw that shot and you were talking about going into the 9, I was thinking I would use a lot of spin, a lot of left-hand English, and use the 2 rails to come to the 6.
Ooh, that was, yeah, the 5 was way up the rail there.
Yeah, I know. I remember we've talked about some of the crazy shots I like to do.
The heavy inside English.
The heavy
sometimes.
inside English. It helps me aim that shot a lot better.
Yeah, I could see that. I could see that. I've heard people say that to me before. This gets straight right here. Could be very tough with the cue ball on the rail. It's certainly not going to be easy. I think he does have an angle, but he's got to put something into this. Whether he elevates the cue, I would try to come 1 rail if possible, all the way up near the 10 to try and get a cut at this ball, but not sure. Maybe top inside, George.
Just a little bit of a left and come straight
That's
down
what
like
I was
this.
saying, the left. Yeah. Oh, the speed has gotten him again. He's going to be way downtown on this 7 ball.
Well, I think that was a product of having to stroke that ball good with that top left.
Yeah, well, and also I think he created, like I said before, that little ricochet effect to where the cue ball bounces off the 6 a little, so it helps that angle, or that, let's say, that less angle he had, slim angle. Oh, sweet hit there.
Boy. A much needed game for Carlo BIADO.
Yeah, and Oy too with, you know, getting snookered on the 9. That, I don't call that a real mistake. Uh-oh. He missed the pocket a little bit. He overcut the 8 severely, yeah. But that play on the 4-5 kiss shot in the side may have been a little questionable. I think he could have played position, but maybe he got to where he was so straight on the 4, he couldn't do anything but roll up on top of the 5, you know. So.
Well, right here he could shoot either pocket. No, I guess he wants this one all day long. I like the way he killed that. Instead of bringing in the other rail to play, he killed it real nice and ended up perfect on this 10 ball. Now Yuki Oi lost the last 2 games in a row, and now he only leads 5-4.
He really hasn't got much return on his break. Hits the balls well. A little off on the one there, but still the ball's just not getting much movement. Yeah, you can see the hands in the air there, and he's kind of wondering the same thing. He didn't hit the one that far off. Little.
Whoa. Well, Carlos is going to like this. Carlos is going to like this a lot.
Yeah. He's looking at trying to get at this 3-9 off this one. He may hook this with a lot of speed, a lot of high ball. I don't know if he can do it just lightly, try and break out the 3-9. He might really unload here like that. Trying to break out the 3-9 and have the 2 waiting.
Fire 2?
I don't think he's thin enough on the 2 to be able to get into the 3 here. I don't think so anyways. Maybe at a super light speed. Unless he feels like he can hit it like a center ball with like, he's got to cut the 2 line. Oh, that tells me maybe. That tells me maybe. But still, you see how light he hit it? He got the most out of it because he hit it light. If he hits it with any kind of speed, he doesn't even come that close. And now he's put himself in a little bit of I think I would have played shape for a really good safety on the 3. Now he's gotten himself to where maybe not so easy to get a good snooker here. Can he shave the 3 with a lot of inside and come down behind the 5? I don't know.
That or go 2 rails right up into the 7-8.
2 rails. Oh, yeah, maybe. Yeah, back on the 10.
Back on the 10.
Okay. He told John to pay attention because he was hitting rail first there. 3, caught the 3 coming out. The 3 went into the 9. I'm going to have to kick at this maybe. I don't know. You can see the top part of the 3, but what good does it do him?
Well,
you may have to kick at this 2 rails, top rail, side rail, try and chip the 3 and let the cue ball fall downward. I'm not sure what else he has. And you're going to go ahead and call the 9 if you do the kick shot. That way, just in case you come across the 3 just right and pocket the 9, you're in control. But
do you even attempt to get behind the 6? It's one heck of this kick shot's better. But
yeah, this way you're probably not getting a snooker, but
right.
You may improve your situation for your next inning at the table.
Because the 3 ball's going to stay there, so if you don't get behind the 6, you've sold out.
Exactly right. I mean, this is the best shot in my opinion, even though it may not work out either.
Oh, it's going to work out for Carlo, not for him. Shane has won another game. Now it's 4-6. And that was the applause we heard a little bit ago. Against Johan Chua.
I would check on the 7 here. I don't know if it passes the 10. I guess he'll end up playing the 7 in one of those side pockets. I'm not so sure it passes the, it doesn't pass the 10, and it probably doesn't pass the 9 just in case he could get to that position. It's got to be one of the sides for the 7. So that means he needs to stay off the rail with the cue ball and definitely get an angle on the 6. That's,
oh
don't
boy.
look so good again.
Oh boy.
Wow.
Well.
And to me,
it's flirting with disaster.
I'm not so sure. You know, of course, I think it's the faster side that's going to be the problem, but these are pretty glaring problems to me that, you know, he's got, I thought, have recognized by now, he's really got to ease into position on this table.
Or hit a rail and go towards that ball.
Yeah.
Not come across.
Where's he going for shape? Can he get all the way back down table? Oh, he couldn't even see
yeah,
it.
he couldn't even. I was going to say.
Corner hook.
And I think the 7 goes by the 8.
In the side.
In the side pocket, yes.
Yeah, I think both
In the
sides
left,
are available. Got to come with one here, though. Ooh, tough shot. What a hit. Conversely, Boy seems to have the speed down pretty good.
Mm-hmm. Back to a 2-game lead for him. These last 2 balls. Carlo's digging a bigger hole for himself. (6-4), BIADO to break. Fighting for the tournament life.
And I kind of think it's the break that has kind of saved him in some mistakes here. He's had mistakes on Oi's break because Oi hasn't been making balls. He's getting opportunities, but then after some mistakes, he's making balls on the break and doing well when he's breaking the balls. But now a dry break, Oi may have to take on this kick shot if you can't see this ball here. The 2's pretty open, so maybe he can jump it. Maybe you can see it. No, he's got the jump cue in his hand.
Would you rather jump this than kick it?
I like kicking the ball, but either's fine by me because again the 2's very open, right? So you can kick 2 rails, very little movement on the cue ball. but I didn't mind, you know,
the jump.
Yes, their preference there, right? So.
Well, then plus these guys do real well with that jump cue.
Oh, absolutely. So they, he likes his chances of winning the game from there if he pockets that one. He's got a lot of work still. Nice thing is he's fallen perfect on this 2-ball, looks like, where he can draw into, you know, where he's obviously needs an angle to get back off the 3 to the 4, but he can draw into position where it's not too much angle, where he can draw back pass between 2 rails between the 7-8 with the cue ball or something like that. You know, this is just perfect. He's got to get quite a bit into this. If he lets up at all, probably ends up 2 rails behind the 8 with the cue ball.
Is he able to come down as far as the 7 almost? Just barely, barely?
I think between the 7-8 is where he hits. Oh, no, not enough. He's going to hate it. He's going to hope he just gets a look at the 4.
And he sits there and he says, well, why didn't I overrun that one?
Yeah, well, the tip position just came up a little bit at impact and cost him a little draw on the cue ball. I thought the stroke was pretty good, the tempo of the stroke. Okay, he's going to want to get 2 rails. Okay, don't get cute with this. You may not get a rail again if you 4 may go into the 7 or something. So good enough speed. Oh boy, you may not. That's a dangerous way to kick it at that speed, I thought.
It's going to open up.
Yes, it is. I thought he would kick 2 rails underneath that ball, trying to hit it very heavy, maybe put it between the 4-7 or the 7-8 and backup table.
Looks like he's going to be making a late move instead of an early one. But
yeah, well, he's played these matches this week with some big swings. So, and the one good thing now, he broke dry there, but for the most part, his break hasn't been the problem. Okay, no reason to worry too much. The side pocket's okay here if you want, because you can run the cue ball easily to the 7. Like, stay on that side of the side. There you go. Now you just run it a couple rails between the 7-8 with the cue ball. I wouldn't flirt with going around the 7. You want to go between the 7-8 here. Just like that. You get nice and heavy, you just play the 8 in the side. You roll forward an inch or 2. That'll give you a nice roll position on the 8 to get on the 9. And just there. Perfect. I think it was Buddy Hall that said it'll do till perfect comes along, right? You gotta love always energy around the table, right? I mean,
it is.
He's a hard guy not to pull for.
Well, he's pulling himself pretty well there. First 3-game lead of the match.
Yeah, he's just a very appreciative person. You know, you get around him, he just appreciates just a conversation, getting to play pool, getting to be here in America, competing with the finest in the world. Don't get me wrong, he's serious. He's he's a fighter. He's trying to win, but perspective on things are just great.
Well, he's not here on vacation. He's here working.
Right. Send some videos back to Japan every day with some type of report of him and Sakura's trip.
Sakura.
Yeah, Sakura.
Big break.
doesn't seem like it's
There
going.
goes a 6.
Yeah, but still, he's hitting them pretty well, it looks like to me. Not to really just get much movement overall. He takes this on here. Got to load it up with some inside English or outside. I like inside here. Go one rail right at the 7 with the cue ball.
I do like that.
Outside, he can't get enough dig unless he's going to come to the back side of the 2, like behind the 10, between the 10-9 with the cue ball, and then back up at it.
Then it's really hard to hold the position behind the 2.
Yeah, well, I think he's going to come up into it is what he'll do if he comes to the back of it. But I still like the inside English. Looks very natural. Now he's kind of measuring what we're talking about. So he's going to go with outside.
Coming right at the 7.
No, he's coming
or
up here.
around.
Yeah, a couple rails. And the one thing is, I like the speed he put on there. And I'm not going to like the path. Yeah, and that was always a bit more dangerous. I think he knew that as well. But he's going to jump it.
Threatened the pocket. Nice jump. He's left a straight in shot for Carlo to get started. And Carlo would like nothing more than to close this one out and break the next rack. He can come within the game again without Oy coming out of his chair.
It looks like to me it's just the first shot here, really. He's looking at the side. I'm surprised he's not taking the corner. He's going to pinch the cue ball between the... Yeah, I like the corner here myself.
And follow for the 3.
I think so. Yeah, just like that, just one rail. Well, quite a little bit shorter than I thought. I understand he didn't want to be on that end rail, but I thought he could get near the head string and get a lot straighter on the 3 ball.
He's got quite an angle, so will he go 2 rails?
Has to. He still hasn't captured the speed of this table, so not sure where he's going with the cue ball here. Can he go just with high inside and get there with no problem?
He should be able to, right between those 2. Oh no, he hit the 10.
It didn't look like to me high inside was going to get between the 9-10 from that angle to me. Now, again, we always talk about those guys are at the table, so they see all the angles the best, but going to take on the cut shot, that's for sure. Looks like he may be coming into the back of the 7-8 here. Right in between the 9-10. Oh no, he hit it with a spin. He played it with spin. I don't know if he got a real good shot here or not. So you have them days where you stay in line a lot, George, and then you have them days where you got to be a shot maker, right?
He's been fighting it for a while.
Yeah,
this is a steep cut.
And the funny thing is, sometimes it can go from match to match, not just day to day. He overcut it, it looked like. It may slide in, though. No, this table's tightening up a little bit. What a game. What a big game this is. Carlo, you know, it was just, and I wouldn't say it was just this game, George. I would say many games he's had to make quite a few shots.
Well, most he's done is won 2 games in a row.
Oh, I thought for sure that he could swerve that to the rail and get to the 7. Maybe he was too stretched. I thought.
No, he didn't miss it by much. If he catches the rail, he likes it. If he catches the rail on the right, he likes it.
I was kind of not paying attention, to be honest with you. I was kind of turning to you, talking to you about Carlo's situation, just figuring that Oy could easily masse that ball.
Well, looks like will he go for the spank here?
I think so.
Which I think so too. Just got to be leery of the scratch in the upper right-hand corner. He should be able to beat it, but
straight high sends him right towards that corner. He just called it just to call it. He's going to try and thread the needle behind the 10. Great shot. Great shot.
For you Shane fans, he is down 8-4 against Johan Chua. Oops. Well, he just got a game, so it's 5-8.
Well, they get a little love here. Nope, the 8's going to separate.
Carlo BIADO not happy with his performance in this match. Unfortunately, there isn't another match after this, so he's going to have to pick it up. He's only got 2 more games. He can't afford to lose. He can only afford to lose 1 more before he wins 6.
And Carlo really regarded a guy that has very good patterns, a great cue ball, of course a great shot maker. Can't be this type of player without pocketing the balls.
BIADO to break the balls here in the 13th game of this long race to 10. Well, for a world championship, this race to 10. But he's trailing 4-8.
Yeah, not leaving the break that really has gotten him to this point, along with some fine play. But it's what I was kind of leaning towards earlier, George. What if he doesn't have that break making balls and, you know, kind of followed up those some mistakes with some breaking runs and whatnot. So now Oy with a prime opportunity. Tough little shot on the 1 to get shaped just because the 5-6 is there. May have to go into one of those balls. I don't think he wants to go forward past the 6.
Just draw the ball and right into the 5 ball. Will he go that far? I think it stays away from it, doesn't it?
I think he can do either, depending on the speed he wants to hit the draw. But forward looks to me like a...
Oh, he got behind it. Those are the kinds of breaks that Mr. BIADO needs from Mr. Oy.
Well, and you know, why do you think that happened? Maybe because he didn't want to bump the 5 into the 7 and tie that 7 up. So he was trying to shoot a very controlled shot right there, George. Just barely rubbing the 5, and it got away from him.
Might not have finished the stroke, like you were pointing out sometimes.
Unfortunate scratch, it looks like, yeah.
Position error, and now a jump error.
Yeah, definitely. Probably coast past the 5-7 here. I think.
Up for the 4. The 7's still a problem.
Yeah. This 5 and 6 are near though, so he won't panic about that, I don't think anyways. He may go to the rail. I was about to say he may go the rail between the 5-7 and back up. 2 rails between the 6-9 here, I believe. 5 goes by the 3 once that's gone, no problem. So, oh, he's worried about it again a little bit. Not too bad. Yeah, I think he should be able to handle getting short side on the 7 here. If he wants, George, I think. Anyways.
Yeah, especially where the 6 is.
Yeah.
He gets good shape on that 6 ball.
Yeah, and the 5's near to do that, so.
And there's the position. Oh, no,
good.
it's not.
No,
well, yeah, he gets. You can get it from the left side.
Just draw above it. Just draw above this a hair. You can hold these angles easily. You know what I'm saying? So just, I would come back an inch or 2. Now you have a nice little light stun to get to the good side of the 7. Now here you got to recognize you need angle, which Carlo will. He'll recognize that I need to be a little above this ball. You looking at a bank now? I mean, he's got an angle on the 6, so he just needs to stun down a little bit. That should be decent. Yeah, that's good. These guys really don't miss this ball unless nerves are really kind of out of control, especially on this table, because you can slide it in a little bit. Just like there.
Well, this is ideal. And he did what he had to do with that rack. But he's got to do quite a few more.
Man, always got to. He's got to remedy the break situation a little bit. He's made 1 on the break, I think. He'll be breaking in the next game. Game number 15. Oh no, that'll be game number 14, excuse me.
John Lehman, our referee and tournament director, racking the balls for these guys. He's had a whole tournament of doing that. Actually, it's the 2nd one in this arena. Diamond Las Vegas, and now this one. What's he having? A little energy? Fueling the beast, he says.
Take a time out from the world for a moment. That's what Carlo was saying.
Yeah, I like to close my eyes for a little bit and regroup my mind. Put all those mistakes out of my head. Start over again. But
well, we're hard on these guys. You know, they make a couple of mistakes and it looks like it was a bad match, but that's just not the case. Even in this race to 10, a couple of mistakes are, you know, they stand out. But man, these guys are still playing great. Just the speed control has gotten Carlo a few times. And I think it's kind of jarred him a little bit behind that, you know?
yes,
You can see he's kind of worried at times.
he's plenty worried now, and another man sitting in the chair over there is very worried. His opponent just broke the balls and apparently made one. He's on the hill. So Shane trails 9-5 with Chua at the table.
Cuts this in probably, huh?
Can you avoid the 8?
No, but he wanted to open the 8. You know, he wanted the 8-4 to get a little more open. So at first happy, and now the 5-8 gets covered up a little bit. The 4's near though, so that's the thing with the shot clock. You got to leave that behind. You know, you got to. It's all positive from here. You got to be thinking positive and trying to solve problems, not complain about them.
Got to come over here for the. Well, he's going to pocket this and then come over for the 3 ball.
And that's going to go a little bit. You going into the 4 here? You know.
I think he wants to avoid it and go 2 rails for that 3 ball.
Yeah, but you've got to hit that at a light speed to avoid it, I think. Maybe not. Maybe he uses the pocket here to move the cue ball easily. Yeah, he overcut it a little bit.
Now this will be good to see how he gets on this 5 ball. Probably come over just a little to the left and then swing from the 4 to the 5.
Yeah, he's going to go split those balls. I would have liked a little more angle, but he's still fine. He's going to try and come 2 rails and split the 8 and 5. That would be like the percentage play. That doesn't get you in trouble and usually offers shape on the 5 of some sort. Pretty good angle, actually. Oh, wow. Okay, so he got the 5 open. I'm not so sure that was the route on the top of the 5. If he whiffs the 5 right there, he's in big trouble. But nevertheless, like we talked about earlier, you got to gamble in this sport.
Boy, does he need this game. This will get him within 2, and his opponent still needs 2. You don't want to let Boy on the hill. Takes away some of that gamble effect that you talk about, Jeremy.
Yeah.
Coming back for this 9 ball.
He's good speed. Stay off the rail with the cue ball. He made sure he was way light. Way light of the right angle here. Now this may have gotten tricky. Yeah. He's got to kill this into the side rail. He's got to overcut this to the left side of the pocket with a little left English, I think. And really use the side rail and then the end rail to kill the cue ball. Looks like anyway.
Oh, nice shot. Second time he's made 2 games in a row. Carlo BIADO will be breaking the balls at 6-8, races to 10. And here at the Predator World 10-Ball Championships, Shane's hopes of a world title are gone for this tournament. He just was defeated 10 games to 6 by Johan Chua of the Philippines. Captain America is racking them up. He's racking his cues and putting them away for the day.
Carlo BIADO here trying to make the ball in the break. He broke dry in his last. Got one down here, and he's going to love the lay of these. He's got a good shot on the one. He's got a couple ways to get on the two. Everything's pretty open, George.
Yeah, he's got 2-10 combo, but in this tournament, WPA rules, the 10 ball does not count in combos nor on the break. And it's deep, so if he shoots at the I'm sorry, I was looking at the 6-10 combo. Two's on the other side.
Coming around for the two in that side. George is getting at, though, if he does pocket the 10 early, he'll need to call it and then continue the run with the 10 being spotted. No early wins in the Predator World 10 ball.
Both of these players just finished a tournament where that would be a win, so sometimes they have to remind themselves not to get excited. That was yesterday, this is today. Now here he can afford to go ahead and shoot that 6-10, and if they both go in, he'll be stopped right there for the 7 ball.
Well, he's got to draw that cue ball back, though, because the 10 will spot. So he can't just stop his ball on the 6. The 10 will spot and be in the way. So that's why he may consider just going forward here off the 4 and playing the 6 and just playing it cleanly out through the rack.
And that's exactly what he's doing.
And he could have done it the other way. He just had to move the cue ball a little bit more that way. You know, when he shoots the 6, he's got to draw it or follow it or something like that. So since he had this option, decided not to mess with the 10 until the last shot of this game.
Get straight in on this 8 ball and stop it for the 9 and mark it up. Well, he's not stopping it, but he's going to come across the side of it. Pretty close to the same result.
Yeah,
Easy.
The miss here is usually the overcut, but he should be fine. This one.
Three in a row for Carlo BIADO. First time he's won 3 games in a row once he pockets this 10 ball. Nice round of applause.
I think maybe time for Oy to change the break spot. I mean, he's made a ball in the break, I think, only once.
I think so. It's he needs to make it happen now, because another game and he's tied, and now Carlo will be breaking to get on the hill. Yeah. So if he gives up another opportunity here, Carlo can close this match on him before he comes to the table again.
Yeah,
almost.
You know, we're seeing it happen. Oy hasn't seen it happen like we have, but you know, I know that the mentality is, man, I've used this break. It's gotten me here to the final 8 of the tournament. Do I really want to abandon it at this point? But we've seen the break change quickly on this table from match to match and in the middle of the match. And I think, you know, if I was in this corner, caddy, whatever you want to call it, I think I might say, hey, what's your second favorite place to break the 10 ball?
And the other thing is, and in this match, he has to look back at this match and how's he breaking? How's he doing? I think he's only pocketed a ball once.
Yeah, that's the first indicator.
Yeah.
To tell you something, hey, I got to make a move here. And I'll tell you what, it doesn't have to be moving the cue ball somewhere else. You could change speeds.
You know, as I watch these guys break and break and break, The match prior to this with Kachi and Omar, they were smashing the ball, and everything was going high. So maybe a change in speed would be a better idea than a change of placement.
Well, roughly the same place that Carlo's been making balls most of the time. He's had a couple of drive breaks, but he keeps crossing it though. That may be the factor. He's breaking from his right, and he keeps hitting the one a little bit on the left.
And he's going to the left. Yeah, whenever that's happening, you can expect the drive break.
Well,
from personal experience.
Sure. You see how the one came straight off the rack, so that tells you he at the top of the one, not really the right side of the one, like where he was breaking from. So
the one thing that hasn't happened, and he's doing that, is a lot of times is the scratch in the side, right? Yeah. When you come across the ball like that.
I'm surprised he's not really trying to. I mean, there are some gaps, but I would run the cue ball here myself, but I don't think he's going to do that, is he? He's going to move the one more than the cue ball.
Probably.
Oh, friendly bump there. He was going to give up a pretty good jump shot. Now, it didn't offer much for shape, but.
Looks like he's got to come between the 5-9 with a little spin for the one.
And he knows that he may have to put some speed on that to try and get safe. I'm not really seeing much on the safety coming underneath it here, but it is the easiest way to hit the one, it looks like. And anything's better than ball in hand, of course. So.
Attention, please.
Nice hit, but he's left a pretty easy shot on the one with an easy way to get to the two.
Yeah, he's got to be a little detailed on the two, of course, like always. Can't afford straight in. Needs a bit of an angle. And really, moving still is tough because the 5 being there.
Exactly, and you know, he's got to get pretty flat on it to avoid the 4 coming into play.
This is going to be perfect, I think. He's going to let the draw stroke out here. Can't afford to go forward because of 6-7. Can't afford to stun because of the 5 ball. But I think he can draw his ball.
All the way back or just past the 4?
I kind of feel like the shot agrees with all the way back and come up. Now, the thing is, when I say all the way back, that means just try and get a diamond or 2 off the end rail. Don't try to get like way close to the 3, but if you let up on it, just try to draw. Oh, he's doing something else. He's stunning straight across. Oh no, he followed. And I always thought the 6 was in the way of really doing that.
You called it earlier, yes. Yeah. Yep.
Didn't really see him being able to get to the side of the 6 and back up to the center, but. Does he bank this away? Just simply use the 8?
I think so. I think you can just get it. You can get up tight on the 8 too. Kind of like that.
Nice shot. Trying to see how I would kick at this, of course, to this side rail here. But a lot of times I don't like to kick at these like really, really hard. But especially, I mean, you got to call your pocket, right? So
he's got to come straight into the ball. He can't use another rail.
Just one rail. Seems like to me on the slick table that hard. I mean, guys, you lose a lot of accuracy. It seems like.
That's what this looked like. This is what Carlo needs. He can tie this up and break to get on the hill if he can go error-free from here on. And with Oy not pocketing balls on the break, that makes his last break very, very difficult.
Yeah, I'll tell you, I would say that Oi's probably outplayed him a little bit here. It's just been the break.
Oh, definitely. With all the he's made at least 4, maybe 5 errors,
Right.
and he's lucky to be within the game. If it wasn't for Oi's dry break, where would he be? Oi's run out successfully several times.
Yeah, that shot earlier when he snookered himself trying to bump the 5, that may end up being a big shot later in this match. Really the last good time he had to try and get out.
He's going to have to play for this either the 6-7 combo or kissing off the 6 into the 7.
It's pretty good light again, but he'll be okay. He's got to cut this a bit, so cue ball will have a little speed on it. Position, if he makes it, should be okay.
Yeah, the 6 ball agrees with that.
Yeah, but you know how sometimes you hit the 7 fat and you think you missed the 7? Oh, he's playing the kiss shot.
Yeah,
Wow.
I thought it'd be one or the other. He's going to kiss the ball up. If he does play the kiss shot, he's going to kiss it up for the side pocket.
But you can't play the kiss with the 8 on the end rail here. You may not be able to get back to the 8.
He's
right?
playing the combo now. He changed.
Yeah, I think the combo is definitely the smarter shot. Yeah. Now, if the 8 wasn't there, hey, that's okay, the kiss shot. But you could get the cue ball on the rail and very difficult to get back off of the 6 again to the 8. So.
And leave yourself a missable shot on the side pocket, too.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Because of trying to get back on that ball. Maybe you got to slow roll it. You know, there's all kinds of factors, right? But,
Yep.
But looking to be tied at 8 apiece.
There's 3 balls here.
Well, I think it was the last round we were at 8 apiece before Kachi went on to win 2 games in a row, I believe.
Yes. First time the match has been tied. And we are back from what appeared to be a runaway match by Naoki Oi over Carlo BIADO. BIADO reeled off 4 games in a row and tied it up at 8.
Now watch Carlo breaking from the same spot as Oi, but he won't cross the 1 though. Watch the 1 go towards that upper right-hand corner after he breaks. Yeah, that's that flush hit.
Oh, and he's made the 1. Shot on the, no shot on the 2. He made the 2. He has a shot on the 3, but does it go by the 6?
I don't think so, actually, but he's going to like his position, I think, after his turn's over.
Yeah, he's going to be right on top of that 6 ball.
Yeah, maybe even the 5. He may pinch it back on the 5 here. Try and move the 3 a little bit. Yeah, like that. Try and get that ball up a little bit. Like, yeah, really nice. So he's going to have to swerve, or maybe he can just go by the 6 on the same line that Carlo just moved the 3 on.
Yes.
Try and move the cue ball on that same line.
You know, on shots like that, I always watch my opponent, and I watch the line of that ball real carefully so I can just follow it when it's done like that.
That's going to be similar, that's for sure. Should get a good feel for it. He doesn't like it. Maybe he's stuck to that ball to where he has to swerve around the 6. So, very difficult shot here. I mean, he's called it, but I don't think it's maybe even possible to make.
That point of the side pocket there from that angle is so big. It's almost 2 inches big.
Yeah, maybe even more, actually.
Yeah.
And this thing is, you got to go into it mild, and I don't think he comes away with any safety here. Unless maybe the cue ball gets on top of the 3, something like that.
Wow, he hit it perfect.
Great hit. But he couldn't hit it very hard, right? So probably wasn't ever going to get a snooker, but man, sure does mean something to hit him. I'll tell you that.
Oh, yeah. He's got to come with another shot.
Is he going to soft spin across the face of this 3 ball and put him up behind the 7-4 with the cue ball?
It looks like it. That's the best. You can put him right between both balls.
He separated it though.
Now he's got a jump shot.
Exactly.
Yeah. He wanted to go into that 4, didn't he? Well, no, because he might leave a window, but
That's
still,
right.
you chance the window, I think.
Yeah. I'm not sure if he was really dead set on exactly where he wanted to go. That's what it kind of looked like to me. Like maybe it just got away from him because he wasn't so.
Well, this good scratch though. It's gonna be trending towards that pocket, and no, it's not gonna scratch.
It slows down. Oil take on this combo as well.
It fired him up. He did a little 2-step before he walked away from it.
So you just play the 4 past the 7 here and use the 8 to slow the cue ball down.
You use
use the 8, right?
Use the 8 to put him up against the 7.
I don't know if he'll go that far with it. I would just stop it like that, and it's got away from him.
It's got away.
That's why I was saying it has to be super light.
Ouch. Boys, break and a couple of shots have worked against him here.
Yeah, I think only two mistakes overall. Not really any open misses of much. But the break has been the one that you can say for sure. It's not been once, it's not been twice. It's probably been about 7 times. He's gotten nothing off of this break. I'm not talking about scratches either.
No, just not making the ball.
Right.
And left an opening shot.
Yeah, and they just didn't seem to be opening that well for him. Now, like I said, he came across the 1 a few times. That's for sure. That was his common miss on the break. But still, you figure even when you don't hit him well to get one down here and there.
Well, Carlo needs these 4 balls for 5 games in a row.
Well, he got funny here, I'll tell you. Unless he just wants to go into this ball mildly. If he tries to draw across this and flinches a little bit, we could have problems.
I would almost draw into it. Send it to the corner. I don't think anything really bad can go.
I think he hits the top of the 8 if he hits it. I think he's trying to totally avoid the 8. Oh, see how he hit the top, but that was nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, you could level out and shoot that shot and come across the middle of it and play for the 8 and the side. So.
I think that's the worst he could have done by bumping it.
Yeah. Just some players wouldn't have wanted to jack up when they have a choice to level the cue out. But a lot of feel there, right? So. Well, from nowhere, Carlo BIADO is going to regain the lead. Or have it.
Well, he had a lead to the opening game. He broke and ran. Yeah, he broke and ran the first rack. That's the only time he led this match. He just now tied it, and then went ahead and stole Oi's break and turned it into an advantage for himself. And now he's looking up at the sky in relief and very happy to be where he's at. His opponent, I don't think, ever made a ball on the break.
He's made one.
One? He made one. Okay.
Yeah, and that last shot, you always fear not hitting it hard enough to get it by the 7, but usually you're going to do that. And consequently, he overhit the ball and sold out a very easy shot on the 4.
Well, the loser of this match here will have to settle for 5th through 8th and take home $5,050. The 50 will probably buy him some crying beer or
yeah,
drink.
Yeah, maybe.
Some sort.
Maybe they stick it in a slot machine and try to turn that
Turn
into
it
second
in.
place.
Yeah. Take home the check for $5 grand and take a shot at with 50.
That's right.
That's what Vegas is for.
Okay, looky here. Changing positions in the late hour of this match, in my opinion, but I'm happy to see it, though. Because, hey, it's still 9-8. Kind of feels like it's going to be Carlo all the way after these last 6 games, 5, 6 games, but...
And it also could be Hill if he pockets the ball.
Oh,
but the good thing is it's, oh, no, he's got an opening.
Yeah, not an offensive one, though. I think
No.
the 9's in the way of that.
Can he try to get behind the 7?
How?
No, I was thinking if he could get to the rail, but he can. He has to hit that too hard to get to the
draw
rail.
The ball to
yeah,
do that,
exactly.
So I'm trying to see what I would do here. A little tough here. Is he trying to draw the ball back on the... I don't know what he's looking at down here.
He's got a minute to do it. 60 seconds after the break.
He's trying to move this into the 8 somehow. I'm going to learn something here, I think. Oh, he's just trying to drag it down for the 3. Good shot. Good shot.
As you call those, containing?
Yeah, you know that, unless the guy wants to try and thin the ball and he makes a foul that way, you're probably not getting ball in hand, of course.
Yeah. This is a makeable kick on the 1. It's close enough to the rail you can kind of aim it.
He called it cross corner, though. He's going to kick and bank it. The only reason being because he's trying to play safe, hitting it past the side like that. He's going to need some love here. Got to give an open shot to Carlo. And although Carlo's going to have to move the rock some, I kind of feel like he's going to get out. I mean, it's just kind of the feeling I get. This looks like, though, it's coming 2 rails into the 5.
Yeah, he's called the 1. I thought he might even consider playing safe, but no, they're not from here. You have to close the door here.
Absolutely. Oh wow, that was way thick.
Yeah.
Is he gonna get away with this here?
He's hoping. He's hoping.
I don't think he is.
Nope. He's not going to.
Wow.
You can see it. Opportunity here for Oy.
Man, I tell you, I think he can pocket this ball. Oh yeah. His angle's a little better as long as he smooths it around the table. If he hits it a little firm, could get into the 10 with the cue ball.
You like getting about where he's at now?
Yeah, that's what I think. Straight high, maybe a quarter tip of left English can get him 2 rails above the 10 and just kind of coast down the table, I think.
He's going to be awful close to that 10 ball.
He didn't think he could make it. Okay. Pretty smart shot right here. And well struck. Tell you what, Carlo's going to have to put something into this. Unless he can get to the bottom rail. Yeah, if he's got to go by the 4 here, I think he's got to elevate. I think on this slick table, he's got to try and bend the ball a little bit here.
That's exactly what he's doing. I was going to say, I haven't seen that successfully done yet. I've only seen it tried a few times, but.
Well, you're not going to baby it, obviously, but you have to actually not overhit it. You got to give that little bend you got to allow it enough time to happen.
Plus, he was hampered by being on the rail.
Yeah, that made that one triple tough. So. Okay, should be all right. especially if the 5 passes the 9 and the side. That really makes getting on that 6-8 combo real easy.
Our 7 p.m. match will be a little late as we finish this match out.
Yeah, and of course a close match always lengthens the time of the match, or at least usually, but also the way the balls are breaking. It really has a lot to do with the flow of the players, and of course balls being made on the break lends towards racks being run, so, or leans that way. Looks like he's going to play the 5 in the lower right hand corner here. Wants to get off the rail with the cue ball. That's pretty perfect.
Gonna have to settle for that 6-8 combo. But it just lays so nice that as long as he makes it, he'll be in position to close it out. Everything is nice and tidy, close to a pocket.
And he's gotten perfect where he doesn't have to baby it either. He can roll it, he can kind of shoot it with a hair low if he wanted to. Nice shot. So it may be a blessing. He doesn't have to break anymore, but he's got to sit there and wait for Carlo to break at hill. So
this is why you win the lag, so you can have this position at the end of the match to win it. Hill. Carlo BIADO, Naoyuki Oi, tied at 9, race to 10, deciding break. Will Oi come to the table? He's been successful with his breaks. He started out with a break and run. Can he end the match the same way?
Well, he's broke dry the last 3 out of 4, I believe it is, so we'll see. Don't see anything just yet.
No.
The one is open for the side, I believe. I'm not sure about the corner. It may not be open for the side either. Can you roll up on the 9 easily, George? And not worry about making a 7 or something like. Now that's a good look. The 1 is open for the side. He can level out, cut it in, go into the 5 with the cue ball and feel pretty good about things. I wouldn't try to cue it and like work my ball in between all of these balls to get shape. I think if I went for it, I think I just cut it in and go right into the 5 with the cue ball. I know you don't want to go into balls very often. But if you try to go up and down the table or whatever, you could get snookered easily. And I think you might miss the ball trying to apply draw or English and all that stuff. So
yeah, looks like he's drawing the ball.
Oh, he got it down. Oh, he could hold it that. So he wasn't near as thin as I thought, huh?
No.
Did he snooker himself in here?
It's awful close.
Now he really held it because he almost missed the 1. The 1 hit thick on the top point there. Did fall. And again, I don't know if I go crazy here, George. Can he go 1 rail inside the 7 and just get out to maybe in between the 5-7 for the long shot on the 3? Or does he have to draw the ball?
He might be able to. He might be able to use it. Just avoid the 7 and come between the 6-8.
Draw, right?
With a little bit of draw. Just real soft. He came down.
Yeah, he's trying to get towards it.
Oh, not sure that goes by the.
No, I don't think it does.
We're going to find out right now. We're getting that camera angle as we speak.
He may cut it the other way, though. Maybe he can. Maybe it does. But he's not going to back off here. If it doesn't go by the 10, I think he plays it to the other corner. But it looks like to me he can play it by the 10.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Saw the camera line up for that, so I was waiting for it.
Well, that might be the shot that wins this match right there. Really nice on the 3. Really nice control on the cue ball.
That's the shot that'll do it. If he's successful from here, and it looks like he more than likely should be, yeah. He should be.
1 row out for the corner, or he can come behind the 9 for the side.
I'd have to say that if he doesn't get out here, it's an unforced error. But we've seen everything happen.
Yeah, and you know, Carlo can say I came back to get the lead and then I break dry hill, but there were enough mistakes early by Carlo that cost him a big deficit. That's what happens in these matches. You give away some games early, even though he got himself back in it. And he is unfortunate to break dry hill, but that's, you know, that's part of it.
I think he has to feel fortunate that he had a chance to really, you know, win this match.
Oy with the raise of the cue there a little bit, so he's feeling good about things. And he got a little on the wrong side of this.
Well, he can follow this and inside and come down for the 10
I think
on the right.
He just stays on this side of it, I think.
Yep.
You got to like this shot for your tournament life and boy, trying to survive.
And this will go from the quarterfinal to the semifinal for Naoyuki Oi.
Yeah! And there you have it. Great tournament, Carlo. We'll be back soon.